Studies show that many people can reverse their diabetes, and if you change what you eat and lose weight and exercise properly, you might be able to get your sugar levels back to normal without taking medication. Reversal and remission basically mean that you no longer need to take medication and your blood sugar stays at a healthy range. Hey, so I'm Dr. Khan. I'm going to talk about 4 real ways to reverse diabetes, and the last one is going to be my favorite. Let me tell you, weight loss and exercise is going to be key, and what you eat is going to be key. And people who actually lost 30 pounds or more, they had the best result. But I will be also throwing in a bonus diet as well after the 4th item on the list. Number 1 is going to be low calorie diet. This is something that you may not be able to sustain for long term, but it does work. So in England, there were several studies that looked at how very low calorie diet affects diabetes. 2 studies had people have mainly liquids around 600 to 850 calories per day for 2 to 5 months, and then they switched to a less strict diet that was meant to help them keep the weight off. Nearly half of the people who took part in these studies were able to get rid of their diabetes and keep their sugar level near normal for at least 6 months to a year. That is huge. But you have to keep in mind that they are significantly restricting their diet, their dietary intake. So that may not be practical in the long term. But if you really want to get rid of your diabetes, this is one way to do it. Basically, just eat less. You could possibly make a commitment for yourself for, let's say, a month and see what happens. Cut down on whatever you're eating. Of course, make sure you're having vitamins and minerals so that your body can sustain itself properly. But of course, before doing any of this, you have to talk to your doctor because you need to be in a situation where you are able to do some of these things. And if you're taking some diabetic medication, then you probably will have to adjust them. So keep in touch with your doctor and see how they can help you out. The second way to control diabetes is having weight loss surgery or bariatric surgery. So this kind of surgery helps you lose weight by changing your stomach and tightening it up, making your stomach bag smaller so that you can't really eat much. So your stomach will get full much more quicker, and then you will feel, hey, you're not hungry anymore. Studies have shown that up to 3/4, that 75% of people who have bariatric surgery have their diabetes go away. But keep in mind that a surgery is still a surgery, and surgery can cause problems. So before you go for it, make sure you know all the details and make sure you check out the surgeon's history and what are the outcomes. Mostly people are doing a great job these days, so you should not have a problem. But of course, it's always good to check. Then number 3 is, of course, exercise for reversing your diabetes. More exercise can help more people with diabetes, but it may be hard to lose enough weight just with exercise alone. So that's why you have to make sure you're eating right. When you actually combine exercise with a lower calorie diet or a diet less in refined carbohydrates, you can have a big increase in the amount of calories that you're burning. So then you will attain a remission in your diabetes. So listen to this study. They had people with diabetes and they were told to take 10,000 steps in a day and do at least 2.5 hours of moderate exercise per week. They were also told to cut around 500 to 750 calories per day. That basically means that you are cutting down on 2 breads or let's say a cup of rice. Now the thing is, more than half of the people in that study had blood sugar levels that were close to normal without taking any medication. And many who persisted with this type of activities, they were actually able to stay off their medication for a very long time. So guys, it is what you do and what you eat. So basically in the end, what really counts is how much you eat, how much you weigh, how much you exercise. So all these things, and what you eat is also of course very important. White bread, white rice, you got to really get rid of this. Pasta, pizza, cakes, all these things, you just have to get rid of them. And number 4 is, of course, my best and favorite. And if you combine all the 3 above, then you will make monumental improvements in your health. So intermittent fasting is just not eating for a certain period of time. And it is very easy to do. Out of 24 hours in your day, try not to eat for, let's say, from 12 to 20 hours for the day. So skip 1 meal or you can skip 2 meals. Just eat 1 meal a day, 3 days a week, or eat 2 meals a day, 3 days a week, but no snacking in the middle. So this also does not cost anything, my friends, right? You're not eating, you're not spending money on some of this food, right? 3 days a week, you're going to skip either 1 meal or you're going to skip 2 meals and just have 1 meal. So fasting is a very simple way to lose weight as well as control your diabetes. And I am really not sure why this is not prescribed as a regular mode of therapy. I think this is so easy, so cheap. You don't have to pay for anything. Nobody's pushing any medication onto you. Why can't you just fast, skip a meal every now and then? Again, one thing to keep in mind is that sugar levels may drop if you are taking, let's say, insulin or diabetic pills. So check with your doctor, talk to your doctor that what should you do? Should you cut down on some of your metformin, your glipizide, your Januvia, your insulin? What should you cut down that you can start doing this fasting technique? And just to share a small study of therapeutic fasting, which means that you're, of course, not eating or drinking anything that has calories for a certain amount of time, it can definitely help reverse your diabetes. So let's look at this. 3 diabetics followed a diet plan that had them fast for 24 hours, 3 times a week for several months. 2 of them complete stoppage of all diabetic medication. The third was able to stop taking 3 of the 4 diabetes drugs. All 3 of them also stopped taking insulin in 1 to 3 weeks. Now, isn't that a miracle? Have your drugs ever done something like that? No, drugs don't cure your diabetes. So we can do this. This is in our control. We have the power. So these people lost between 10 to 18% of their body weight and around 20 to 25 pounds. All was lost by intermittent fasting 3 times a week. Another study showed that eating a few calories, let's say very restricted diet, 500 to 600 2 times a week, and a normal diet the other 5 days help people with type 2 diabetes lose weight and lower their sugar levels just as much as limiting calories every day. So basically they're saying that every now and then, like few times a week, just restrict what you're eating. And then that will control your diabetes. That is the same as putting a restriction on yourself every single day. If you don't want to put a restriction on yourself every single day, then just restrict 2 to 3 or 4 days per week, intermixed with days that are restricted eating or you are fasting. Now let's talk about what does not work in curing or treating or getting your diabetes in remission. What does not work? A lot of studies have shown, of course, medication, prescription medication help control your diabetes, help prevent your bad outcomes from diabetes, but they don't cure your diabetes. Similarly, homeopathic remedies don't really help. So let's stick to what could help and what we could do to ourselves without having to pay any pharmaceutical company any money. And the bonus is the keto diet. Yes, I may get some people saying this is not right. How could he talk about the keto diet? Well, yes, the keto diet can help many individuals, but of course, check with your doctor before you start anything. You need to be monitored. You need to have your electrolytes checked. You need to drink plenty of water, and you need to be able to titrate your medication down in the event that you're losing weight and you're controlling your sugar levels much better. But with, of course, anything that could be very good, there could be side effects. So again, keep in mind of that. And a lot of people may not be able to tolerate the keto diet or the keto flu that starts after you start getting into ketosis. Basically, in the keto diet, you're not eating actually any carbohydrates. You're sticking to fats and protein, and you're not eating rice, pasta, bread. You're not eating any of that. So that is one way to reduce your diabetes and get that into remission. A lot of people are successful. If it helps you, if it works for you, great. Keep on checking your sugar levels as well as your cholesterol, and there should be a balance. Check with your doctor. I think it should be fine. Now let's finish it over here. But if you are really interested in controlling your diabetes further and you can do it naturally, check out this video, 7 ways to control and quit having your sugar levels high. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Khan. Talk to you guys soon.